The university says that this building has not been renovated in more than 40 years and says that it's time for these upgrades.
The landmark building is behind me. Over time, it has survived cadets, students, the elements, multiple renovations, even a fire. The question now, will its name survive the test of time?
At Clemson University, graduating seniors pose for photos outside Tillman Hall, a historic and iconic building creating memories in the heart of campus.
My name is Rick Owens. I am the Preservation Officer at Clemson University in the Planning Department. I have been a part of Clemson's facility group working for 12 years now. The thing that I enjoy the most is the people you meet along the way that tell the stories, the ones that help you understand and appreciate the history, the site, and how we were able to maintain it. And sometimes you have to recreate something that's missing through a reconstruction plan. Understand that our campus is really modeled after Auburn University. Morgan Architectural, the architectural firm that was working with Auburn University, Clemson, Winthrop, and other nearby colleges and municipalities, they were building pretty much like the same with a little different front facade on these buildings. So we have Clemson College starting with the students in 1893, and then the first graduating class is 1896, and then the needs for other buildings and other disciplines. Mechanical Hall is built. The other buildings that are added to it are the barracks, of course. The people that are physically responsible for building Clemson are the master carpenters and mostly African-American convicts. That part of the history was really not shared as openly as we're doing now until about 10 years ago. So Dr. Thomas starts a program called Call My Name. And this is when people really start taking notice to well, who are the real builders of Clemson? Here we are 130 plus years later, and we are finally starting to tell the whole story of Clemson from the point of the people that built it, the sweat and labor, the individuals involved. We're hoping to get a lot more information to share with everyone.
My name is Cecil Huey. I'm retired from Mechanical Engineering Department here at Clemson, and we're standing here with this Seth Thomas tower clock that had been in Tillman Hall here on campus for many years. This clock was purchased in 1905 and installed in 1906. The purchase price was $635 in 1905. Sounds like a bargain.
My name is Jeff Holliday. I'm with Machining and Technical Services here at the university. And 18 years ago, we were tasked with reproducing some of the parts here for the clockwork.
When we started restoring this, there were a few parts missing.
We fabricated the frame in our welding shop, and then we fabricated the pendulum weight, and it had to be so many pounds. I forget that number now because that's been 18 years ago. We also made the weights with the hooks here. We made a few of the brass pieces you see in the top that's actually doing the ratcheting on it now. All the pendulum weights and the other striker weights are all made out of a cold rolled steel, a mild steel. And if we made any of the components up top, the gears, they were either made out of brass or bronze.
At some period in its history, it was converted to electric power. But prior to that, someone would have to daily wind these heavy weights like you would a grandfather clock in order to keep it going. It's a very interesting mechanism, really, because we have two kind of separate components of it. The right side, you can see the pendulum swinging. That's the timekeeping portion of the thing, and the mechanism more to the left is the striking mechanism that rang the bell. It's very heavy weight, the pendulum bob. Once it's adjusted, it's necessary to make fine adjustments to regulate it down to the minutes. And so there's a little brass dish like being on top of the pendulum bob there. And so they would add coins or weights and screws or things in there just to add a little bit of weight, raise the center of gravity for fine adjustments. And there's a very small clock face on the mechanism up there that allowed anyone who's inside servicing the clock to know what the faces are indicating. Folks who are familiar with grandfather clocks have probably heard a soft whirring sound when the clock was striking the hours, and that whirring sound was a little governor that prevented the striking from occurring too rapidly. And we have one on this machine, and here it is. Large-scale version of what you find in mantle clocks and grandfather clocks. But each time the bell is rung, the weights that power this part of the mechanism fall a little distance. And so in this installation, it doesn't have far to fall. It's blocked off, so it'll only strike one, so the weights don't hit the floor. And incidentally, that bell is now part of the bell tower monument in the Carillion Gardens.
I'm Virginia Lander. I am a sophomore animal veterinary science major.
My name is Madison Strom. I'm a senior anthropology major, and I'm graduating in December.
Hi, I'm Ella Lyon. I am a freshman biological sciences major.
My name is Gavin Platt. I'm a second-year master's student in mechanical engineering.
My name is Haley Carpenter. I am a senior. I'm graduating in December, and I'm in the carillon class.
I knew that I wanted to play this instrument since the first time I heard someone up here practicing.
It's definitely a challenge playing the carillon. I was trained in classical piano. I mean, I used the feet for pedal, but I was very surprised when I realized that part of the melody would be played using your feet and then also with your hands.
I played the double bass in orchestra.
I started off playing piano and then violin, and I basically have played almost every single instrument up until now.
I played trumpet in middle school, high school, and I played trumpet in the Tiger Band here at Clemson.
I do have a musical background, but at this point, this is strictly just a hobby.
As a pre-med major, it is very difficult to keep up with all of my classes, and this is kind of a break from that.
This has been the perfect way to integrate music back into my education. So I really wish I had done this sooner.
Probably my favorite aspect of playing the carillon is that I'm alone when I'm doing it, but everyone on campus can hear me.
In most spots of the campus, so whatever I play, they have to listen to.
Everybody else gets stage fright and stuff. I don't really care because nobody knows it's me.
It's like a performance every time I play it.
They can't see the expressions I'm making, but they can hear the song that I've chosen, the music that I'm playing. I've told friends hey, if you hear the song, it might be me playing up in the tower.
First of all, as a student, I love telling people because anytime I tell everyone, they're like, oh, you can do that? And then I'm like, yeah, I'll take you up there anytime. They're like, oh my gosh.
So my first time in the bell tower, I was actually late for class, so I had to admire everything really quickly. But this is the gear room, so this is what makes the clock tick quite literally. This is the room below where the carillon is.
There's 4 levels of stairs. On the second level, there's windows, and you can see out to Clemson's campus, and I always stop when I look, no matter how late I am for class. And then on the third level is the clock. And seeing the clock from behind, it's just so cool. It's just genuinely cool. There's not a better word to use.
You get to see tour groups walking around. You get to see just the class change sometimes when that's happening.
Seeing campus from this view is definitely giving me a different perspective. The Tillman Bell Tower is supposed to be the highest point in Clemson no matter what, so whenever anything's constructed, it can't be higher than the bell tower. So the views from the bell tower are definitely very nice and something you won't see anywhere else.
It's a really great outlet for me to express my love for Clemson. I'll just stand at the windows and I'll be like, yeah, this is good stuff. I do really love it here.
I was 6 when we moved here, and my parents were driving past and I was in the back seat, and I looked out of my window and I saw Bowman Field and the clock tower, and I said to myself, I want to go here someday. And now here I am, so it's been a dream come true, and now I'm able to be a part of it and not just look at it, but be in the clock tower, making music.
It's really cool to be able to have this experience that not many people have.
We're the only school in South Carolina to have a carillon, and I know there's not that many across the entire continental United States.
There's only 650 in the world.
It's just like such a niche community.
Soak it in, kind of like hear what's being played, because you'll never know when you get the opportunity again.
So this is the guest book for the Clemson Memorial Curlin. We've had signatures all the way back from 2018. There's people from Fort Mill, Columbia. Whenever you get to come up to the Tillman Bell Tower, you got to sign this. It's kind of the Clemson bucket list that you got to do before you graduate, is you have to sign this book.
Whenever someone comes up, I'll be able to say, oh, you could find my name. Basically carrying on the tradition of having the bells.
This is my last semester here at Clemson, taking classes, and then I graduate in the spring. But the students have been able to play this instrument for decades, century and a half, if I'm correct. And getting to be a part of that before I leave, play the strings of this harp before I leave Clemson has been very, very reflective for me.
I think this class has definitely allowed us to continue the legacy and impact anyone who comes to Clemson, because I feel as though it's a big part of the Clemson atmosphere to hear someone playing the bells when we're walking to class.
If people are, actively participating in this, that means that the course can keep happening. That means that the carillon can keep being maintained, and that Clemson will keep pushing for this course to be a thing. And I think it's like the bells are too important to not be played here.